is my mum, Mavis.
Hello.
They've been clearing out their loft and there's just loads and loads, piles of embroidery. So I just felt like it deserves a bigger audience, and especially if possible with people seeing it who appreciate and love embroidery. How long have you been doing it?
I can't count. Since I was a teenager.
Yeah, and you're 86?
87 next week.
Okay, 87 next week. So it's almost a birthday film, this.
It's never ending, isn't it?
I know.
It suddenly got up windy. Oh, this was Granny's one. She embroidered.
Oh, is it? I'll put that on a separate pile as well. So there's my mum's and her mum's. This little pile here. Ruby, it's in the picture here. My other grandmother, who did all these ones here, so both sides of the family, who were really into doing embroidery. Her distinctive style is very bold and quite thick. Embroidery silk, or possibly even embroidered in wool, maybe. But it's beautiful. So this whole pile here is all nature and flowers and birds and animals. So that seems like the bulk of your work was nature.
Yes, I think those are tea towels.
Yeah.
Which were never used because we were frightened of ruining them.
Yeah. So I love these ivy ones.
Yes, I did a whole set of.
So what are they?
Chair backs.
There's those
2 chair backs. One of my favourites was this one.
Oh, and it's all made out of French knots.
A lot of it is French knots. Yes.
Oh, that's really lovely. So it's both ends of like a table runner.
Yeah. Roses, skin cups, water lilies. We got water lilies. Sweet peas.
Springtime daffodils. It's one of my favourite ones. I like that as well. I remember that. So I think this is my favourite. It's a big set of autumn plants. It's chestnut mainly, and oak and rosehip. I think that one's really lovely, and it's a long sofa back as well. And a lovely St Francis cushion here. St Francis of Assisi. So this piece, which is quite an epic piece of embroidery, follows on quite well from the last little video we made, which was about your dinosaur lino cuts.
Yeah.
And
shall I have?
So do you want to talk a bit about this one then? Sort of got all the fossils that have been found in Britain, is it?
Yeah, well, yes, mainly Britain. Starting off with the oldest one there, and working round to the youngest fossil, which would be here somewhere.
This one,
yes.
Is it going round? And so you've colour coded as well all the different areas in the country, and you've got your key here. So
all the different ages. Verses by Tennyson, which I embroidered. There rolls the deep where grew the tree. O earth, what changes hast thou seen? There where the long street roars hath been the stillness of the central sea. The hills are shadows, and they flow from form to form, and nothing stands. They melt like mists, the solid lands, like clouds they shape themselves and go.
when we were little kids, we'd do little pictures, and then my mum would turn it into an embroidered picture. So it's a duster bag. My design, aged 3, there. And What's this?
3 again.
Yeah, these funny little characters that I used to like drawing, like potato people. And it's one design that my brother did when Harold was here. It says November. It's got the date embroidered on here. Paul, November 1971. So he would have been about 7 when he did that design. There's a lovely map here. Don't know if it shows without the reflection. I love this bag.
You like it?
Yeah, I like them.
I've got scarves and things in. Don't slop.
No, I'm not slopping my tea on it all. So when I mean, there's a huge amount of work here. How long do you think it took you to create all this? How many years? I suppose you started about.
When I was a teenager.
So about 70 years ago. Then you probably started. No,
not as
yeah, a teenager.
Oh, I suppose I would.
How long would it take you? For example, this picture here. How long do you think it would take you to?
I don't know. I picked it up now and then when I had time, you know. So I never exactly measured the time.
But you were saying to me earlier that you didn't really go anywhere without a bit of embroidery on the go.
No, I was always embroidering. As soon as I finished one item, I'd find another one to do.
I'm surprised there's no dinosaurs, because you love dinosaurs so much. I thought you might have embroidered a whole load of dinosaurs.
I left that to the lino printing. And I made a headscarf once with a different little etching in each corner of old buildings, York Minster and other places.
What happened to that?
It's still in there. Shall I get it?
What, is it all embroidered?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go and get that. Oh wow, it's so intricate. All the little designs.
Edinburgh.
So it's got Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah, all famous places. Old curiosities.
Peter Pan statue, Tower Bridge.
York Minster.
Put it on then. Headscarf.
I never wore it. I only wore it about once at the most.
Why didn't you wear it?
I don't know. It was in the days when people wore headscarves.
There might be a variety, a better style way of wearing it, maybe.
That's how they used to wear them in that time. Don't slop that over my embroidery.
So, because we found embroidery that both my grandmothers did. So your mum as well. Did she teach you to embroider, or did you?
I sort of picked it up, really, watching her do it, I suppose. Ladies dancing round the maypole in Merry England. Maytime in Merry England.
So that was your favourite one, was it?
It was one of my favourites, yes.
And where did you get the design for that?
Well, from a magazine.
Nice. I like that.
And you had to do all the edging as well, you see.
Amazing. I wouldn't have the patience to do that, I don't think.
It used to take a long time, but I was always doing it because I enjoyed doing it. I felt lost when I hadn't got a piece to do.
That's how I feel a bit with lino cutting at the moment.
Oh, good. Yes, this is one of my favourites because it reminds me of my childhood. These woods my mum and I used to go to quite often, and I just made up the design afterwards, and it reminds me of things.
So that's done in
that is
like
cross
stitch. Yeah, let's have a look. And do you remember the woods that it was?
Yeah, Dolgadder woods we called it.
Oh, that's lovely. Dolgadder woods.
In South Wales. That's you, Francis, when you were only 3 months old at your christening, and you were that was your first birthday. You had a little horse.
And so you've done all this embroidery around it.
This is one of my favourite things. It's a little bag I made. I keep my notelets in it.
Oh, well, thank you for showing me all your embroidery. So much of it, you've got a lot to put away now, but it's better than just being stuck in boxes in the loft, not being looked at all. Hopefully a few people will have a look and appreciate all the work that you did. Okay, putting into it all. Okay. So bye. Bye.
Bye bye.